Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite him forward, is Mr. Tushar Vyas. He's a managing partner with Group M in South Asia. He helped set up the digital media business unit for Group M in India, create their team and expand the business services in areas such as mobile, search and social. He's going to step forward and talk to you about the interplay between search and social with regards content marketing. Mr. Tushar Vyas, please.
I guess let me start with the sort of Hindi movie dialogue, Hindi movie title like Pati Patni or Wo. Fortunately for these three, shares a different relationship. So there is huge amount of interplay between these three, and these three are sort of developing ecosystem and fueling each other. But before I get into this area, I just wanted to sort of step back and then talk about the ecosystem. I'm sure in the first half much must have been talked about content marketing per se, but I just want to step back and reflect on overall environment change and how it is impacting relationship between these three. And this subject can be slightly technical. I have tried to make it sort of more interesting, but of course based on interest on one level we can get into more detail in this area. So if you sort of look at overall sort of environment change happening in terms of the way people are looking at technology, the way people are looking at content, you often hear the things like love, treasure. People love their devices, people love their application, people love their games. So I think there's a huge amount of behavior change happening where people are getting linked, people are getting attached to devices they own, people are getting attached to the content they own. And that is triggering a huge amount of behavior change, which is either sharing the content or going up to some of the cases, the bragging about what they have in a larger sort of content domain. And also, it's also reflecting in terms of way sort of people are consuming and experiencing content. So it's not a single form. It can be passive, it can be active, and it's not only consuming, but it goes up to creating and curating content and stuff like that. Somewhere to that, I guess now entire web, social being a one component of web, social is taken over larger space. In a way, entire web has become social. So any of the sort of, if you go to website or any of the element, social is critical part. Any of the site you take, there will be a plugin, there will be a shareability angle, there will be a sort of elements which can be exchanged. Also, social is mobile, and especially in Indian context. In fact, if you talk to any of the telco guy, and they will, or a platform like Facebook and WhatsApp, they will sort of recount from some of these things. Today's data consumption is driven by socials, and people walk in and say, and this is some of these are my personal experience at one outlet where people walk in and say, can you load a Facebook into it? So those kind of growth happening, and that fueling to even pop strata, which is below, so tier 2, tier 3 town, where a huge amount of consumption which is happening. I think Avik just spoke about the paid media versus sort of content, but I think there's a huge amount of transition which is happening at a paid media also, and a new sort of format which is emerging, which is in-stream advertising. And if you look at it's one of the largest format, right? The way we consume content is changing. It's becoming more in-stream kind of content consumption. And this has also a huge amount of implication in terms of way you communicate and way you sort of create messages. So the paid media message or so-called brand message is becoming light in nature. It's becoming more content heavy. It's becoming more contextual relevant. So I think there is impact on the way brand messages are getting created, and there is sort of realization which is setting in terms of it's not heavy brand message which is typically used to happen in a TV print kind of environment, vis-a-vis an in-stream kind of advertising where it's a more contextual, more relevant, more localized, and added dimension of consumer and brand understanding. And this is across the platform in a social, so be it a YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and stuff like that. So when you look a bit deeper, what looks like a sort of larger social phenomena is actually a combination of four things. So of course there's a social, but there's a content everywhere. And somewhere mobility is adding digital everywhere to that dimension. So it's in your pocket, wherever you go, it's available to you. And the data is becoming more of underlying theme, which is help you more personalize, give more context to the entire phenomena. So I think that four things are coming together and creating environment. So we need to look content in that context, how overall ecosystem has emerged. And this is the ecosystem which we are operating today, which is always on, which is connected, highly social, then what's the implication? And somewhere the way we look at is we put sort of content in the center. And somewhere if content is a heart, then discovery and distribution is key to it. And I'm not getting into area whether it should be paid or organic and stuff like that, but it's a very important, somewhere discovery and distribution are going to be hands and legs of content. Because it has to be reached to right people in a right context, and this is pretty important. It has to be platform agnostic. It has to be seen across multiple screen, multiple devices, because more and more content consumption can be on a 3-inch screen to whatever 50-inch screen. And today we are talking about connected screen, which is mobile and tablet and PC, but very soon it's a TV also. So I think the ecosystem of screen which we need to map across all devices. And there can be a sort of classical classification like paid on and on in terms of amplification to the content. I think my earlier speakers have spoke about that. Right? There's a transition happening in terms of way marketing has been looked. So advertising becoming content, marketing is becoming more of a curation, and brands are becoming publisher. I'll just get into each of this area and sort of dwell upon in some of the data. So if advertising is becoming content, there is need to create extraordinary content. If you need to achieve distribution, you can't be creating ordinary content. Right? So I'm sure this doesn't need any explanation in this room, but you look at the picture and you can make out what we are trying to tell. Right? And the kind of work which gone behind creating this content is maybe more than 5 years of work, and huge amount of tech, huge amount of pre-work which has gone. And if you create this kind of content, of course, you don't need distribution. It will have its own leg and sort of wings, and it will be sort of fluid. It will flow through various dimensions and reach out to the people. However, it's not easy. Everybody would like to create extraordinary content, but it's not easy and it's always challenging. So you need to look at various mode of sort of identifying relevant customer zones and addressing in that environment. So again, within that is going to be relevance is very critical. So what brand wants and what customer wants. And if you sort of zero in that and then create relevant content, there is a higher chance that customer will try to discover you and reach out to you. So I think that's going to be pretty important, that you create right content. So it can sort of multiply your distribution effect and your reduce paid media requirement in a way. The second piece is also curation of content, right? So when you sort of talk about curation, it can be sort of in a way accessibility of content. So how your content is optimized. And when I say content, it can be video, it can be text, it can be blog, it can be your website. So I'm talking about a larger definition of content. And it's a very important you make your content search engine friendly, using right tactics of whatever tagging to optimizing and putting right distribution, right pointers and stuff like that. Also, kind of right link building, right social seeding. So it comes up when people are looking for your content in those environments. And then also make your content social friendly. So basically things like putting a right element of links and stuff like that. So I think some of these need to be developed like a checkbox. So when you are developing any content, you need to have 20 things to do. And then each of the content need to pass through those basic tests of shareability, searchability, and right kind of discovery elements. Now, if you do these things right, there is empirical evidence that if you pick up right social signals, and it results into higher search engine ranking. So if you do well on a social signal, it has a implication on your discoverability, and this is too interlinked. I'll just get into some more detail in specific of, say, Facebook. So if you have a more number of link, likes, or sharing, your ranking goes up in that proportion. And this is something data which I put up for last year. Similarly, on the Twitter, if you have more follower, more people are sharing your link, there is a correlation in your ranking. In fact, there is a thumb rule which people say if you are close to 3,000 all followers, there is higher chances you come on a top 5 when people are searching for your relevant brand and content. And there more and more platforms are coming up. So things like Pinterest. So if you are, because in today's one, it's not about having only one asset. So it's not only website or not only blog, but it's a multiple asset which you talk about. So things like your images, photographs, and stuff like that. But that's where the platform like Pinterest and stuff like also gets pretty important. And also the new kid on blog, G+, there is also significant implication. And especially with Google and Google search close linkage, it's pretty important you have a right kind of presence on G+ to get good ranking on a search. So in terms of social, also, if you need to boost, you need to have a on-site as well as off-site. Broadly, this is classified into 2 categories. So in terms of what kind of on-site element you can put and what kind of off-site element we put. And on-site is typically, I'm just getting into a bit of basics, but all the social connects and stuff like that, one need to put on the content and a website. While in case of off-site, it's all about your community management, all about reaching right influencer, and then creating those distribution legs of the content. That's extremely important. And if things are right, then it will have implication on SEO, which is your optimized content and content discovery part. And last piece is basically brand becoming publisher. So I think somewhere what brands need to start doing is be part of crowd, create content, and create multiple format of content, because it's not right to rely on one format of content. What you need to own is the entire search engine page. So if suppose somebody search for my brand, my website should come, my photograph should come, the videos I created should come. So look at the asset in a holistic nature rather than a single dimension. So don't end your sort of task at just optimize your website, but you need to look at a bouquet of assets, because consumer can have entry from any point. He might search for you and look at video and then come to your website, or he can go to website and then look at your videos. So it's not a very linear kind of journey which happens in this environment. So look at multiple journey possibility and pick up right asset and optimize each of the assets. Other thing what brand need to start doing is also keep auditing and then keep building also right kind of social presence. And the starting point is listening. So first, one brand need to look at is what kind of charter is going on, and how we can enhance those charter, how we can pick up the right element of the charter and amplify it. And one of the ways some of the component has been used by our brand is picking up a social charter and then amplifying into search. So if you hear any good post, you pick that up and then put it into search engine marketing, or vice versa. If you pick up something on a search engine marketing, you can feed back to social. So I think that's a loop which you need to keep looking at and then keep optimizing. I just spoke about basically create house of content rather than a single content. So look at overall portfolio, understand your brand requirement, and then identify which are the formats required. And within that also there can be a multiple classification. It can be user-generated content, it can be original content, it can be associative content. So you're not creating content, but you're picking up content which is relevant to your brand and then publishing on your asset. So I think you need to look at a portfolio of content and then map which format. So is it a white paper? Is it a videos? Is it sort of webinar curated? So I think look at entire portfolio and then get into some of the optimization here. Also, see your existing client and base as your proponent of content. So make them advocate or influencer in the entire process. And finally, basically, I think set for right kind of tools and the data, because that's pretty important. That's a feedback loop. So one need to keep checking the implication of each other. And then look at this cycle. Basically, this in a way we are trying to define the interplay between these two. So you create a content, put into social cycle, look at the implication on a search engine, and then feed it back. While these three are interconnected, but there's also decent amount of interplay which is happening between search and social. And this is a study which was done by Group M with Comscore. So if you look at basically search is feeding to social and social is feeding to search, and there is an equal amount of looping which is happening between these two components. And then it's stimulating each other in this environment. So I just wanted to play a sort of couple of case study which we have done in Indian context, where some of these tactics which we use for seeding the content, promoting content, and then achieve the good result. Just wanted to start with the first case which was done for Boost. So this was around Sachin was about to complete 100th century. So it was a sort of right moment. Sachin and Boost relationship goes a long way, and they wanted to celebrate this. So context was perfect. And around that time, the Kolavari happened, and it was extremely popular and then trending on all social media. So by putting this brand requirement and then context, what we did is we sort of picked up Dhanush as one of the artists and created an anthem using Dhanush around Sachin. And then we seeded into this environment around the 100th century time. I'll just play a video. Can we have audio, please?
Brilliant Sachin Tendulkar. Outstanding achievement.
So first week of launch of video, we reached close to 1.5 million on this number, and today I think is around 8 million number. And again, whenever the Sachin, now is retired of course, but whenever there used to be any event, this song used to come back. So again, we used to boost around some of the event which is coming around Sachin, and then push back again into social media. So some of the content which you create might have a longer life. You keep finding the relevance and then sort of revisiting some of this content. This is something which was done by one of our agency for X, and this was launch which is handled using only contents. There was no TVC, no other content, and no other sort of advertising kind of content, but it's only pure play content route in a partnership with content players.
In extending its portfolio in India by launching a shower gel, Axe faced two major challenges. Firstly, Axe is synonymous with deodorants. And secondly,
Can you have audio, please?
in extending its portfolio in India by launching a shower gel, Axe faced two major challenges. Firstly, Axe is synonymous with deodorants. And secondly,
Audio.
in extending its portfolio in India, launching a shower gel, Axe faced two major challenges. Firstly, Axe is synonymous with deodorants. And secondly, familiarizing the Indian consumer with the format of shower gel. The urban male youth, our target audience, flirts with multiple media, actively deciding what he wants to consume. Content has evolved for him, from a one medium to a multi-platform, collaborative and interactive experience. Kidnap drama involving a famous VJ from the leading youth channel of the country, MTV.
ये बिल्कुल ताज़ा तस्वीरें हैं विजय होसे के किडनैप होने की।
We want Axe to launch Axe shower gel in India.
At the heart of this story rested the news of the brand's launch.
That's right. This is
We can't launch Axe shower gel.
नमस्कार, सुनिए एमटीवी की विजय होसे की किडनैपिंग के अपडेट। mtv.com को किडनैपर्स ने हैक किया था और कुछ वीडियोस अपलोड किए थे जिसमें होसे को टॉर्चर करते हुए दिखाया है।
Now you can see here everybody is asking for Jose. This is ground zero. People have come for banners and posters and billboards. It's enough. Making sure that their cries are going to fall in the right. Hoping for some move, some action to bring Jose back.
Just won't stop
With camera person Subhash and Meera Jain,
till it's torn.
leaving you with images that will go on.
This thing is getting out of control. We hereby declare that we are willing to comply with their demands.
we want the craziest shower party in town. And we exchange houses there.
Make sure there's a pool.
For the first time in the country, a brand used content for a product launch. The content was conceptualized to communicate news of the launch and demonstrate the product format. The storytelling format and experience was customized to each medium. To make it realistic, we made VJ Jose disappear from public view for 45 days. The campaign reached 58% of the TV viewing audience. Digitally, 8 million video views and 117 million impressions were generated. 45 days of extensive campaign flowing across TV, digital, print, radio, cinema and mobile with a total of 185 different communications and an average of 4.5 per day has led to the brand achieving 4.1% market share in the liquid soap category. Also, sales volumes doubled post the activity.
Sorry for poor audio quality. And one last case I just wanted to talk about, this is pure play search sort of interplay. So one of the auto category behavior we saw is people search by brand and they search by brand comparison. So for example, Fiat XYZ versus Maruti, ABC. So they search by model, and we create a content specific to those search queries. So we looked at the volume and we saw significant queries which is happening on that volume, and then we created content around that and seeded it. So this is a case of basically sort of identifying consumer behavior, creating relevant content and putting into context, and which has resulted into huge amount of query around that. And this is some of this content also again timeless, because this is created on the fundamental need which consumer is looking for. Yeah, so I guess I want to just end with saying that if search and social are gateway, then content need to sort of fall in some of the rules which can lead to that right kind of content, right kind of context, right kind of consumer. So that becomes very important sort of partner if we need to reach out to right guys, get distributed to right set of people. Thank you.
This is yours, right?
Yes.
We'd of course like to thank you for your participation. With a little memento from our side, please, Mr. Vyas. Thank you very much.